Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about my experience using the 2018 iPad 6th generation as a student for all my schoolwork and why it was such a great investment during this past school semester. Also, it would really help my channel if you left a like and even subscribed if you want more videos just like this one. More videos are on the way, so hit the bell icon if you don't want to miss them. Now, along with this iPad, I used this folio case and the Logitech crayon for writing down things during classes and presentations. Everything that I'm going to talk about will be linked in the description of the video if you're interested in buying any of the products. So, I don't know about you guys, but I hated having loose papers in my binder and constantly breaking the rings holding them. So let me know in the comments if that ever bothered you guys, because I'm really curious to see. I decided to switch to using an iPad and carrying that to every single class I had, and that eliminated so much paper I had to carry around. I was able to scan handouts and really only had a few pieces of paper by the end of the semester. Using this device has brought a lot of other benefits to my note-taking and learning process as a whole. Writing on the iPad just seems more fun and futuristic in a way compared to writing on a standard piece of paper, and for that reason, I'm actually excited to pull it out and begin writing while everyone else is opening pencil cases and binders. The app I'm using to take my notes is GoodNotes 5, which I'll go more in depth in on another video. I can use so many different colors, highlighters, shapes, and paper types along with so many more options that really needs its own separate video. There are plenty of note-taking apps out there, so I encourage you to find one that you like and stick to that one. Another cool option that you have with the iPad is taking advantage of split screen and adding pictures and diagrams right onto your notes. This is really helpful during very visual notes and making it way easier to soak in the information instead of drawing out long diagrams and charts. I don't have to worry about whether my drawing is correct because I can just take a picture, which gives me more time to focus on what my teacher is actually saying. You can even copy things right from a picture or document in your camera roll. Speaking of copying things, the Logitech crayon made writing on the iPad way better. It is far cheaper than the Apple Pencil and does not charge in that weird, awkward way as it just has a lightning connector on the end of it. Writing with this really helped the experience because it just made it feel more natural writing, and it is way better than those cheap rubber styluses. And from someone who used one of those for over a month straight, this was worth the upgrade. The Logitech pencil is sturdy and made of aluminum with a silicone rubber cap that stays on snug. It has a single button for power along with an LED to show the battery life. The 7 hours of battery life was just enough time to get me through the day. Something great is that only 2 minutes of charge time is equivalent to 30 minutes of writing time, which was a lifesaver at some points of the day. Without a stylus of some sort, taking handwritten notes with an iPad would be more tedious and more of a hassle. This stylus was really worth it for someone like me who uses the iPad for more note-taking than drawing, and the Logitech crayon does that perfectly on the iPad. I would definitely recommend it to accompany your iPad and help you take better handwritten notes. The only drawback with it is that it is a bit harsh to hold. Now, this may just be me and what I'm used to, but my hand just couldn't get used to the cold metal flat body. However, the trade-off was well worth it. Not only was I more organized, but it helped me actually enjoy taking notes in class and probably helped me remember things too. Now, as a student, I'm not always doing work and assignments. A lot of times in school, you can do some fun things with the iPad and your friends, or even make understanding the lesson easier. I found myself playing games with my friends after completing my work, of course, or even researching things I didn't understand through videos and media. The iPad was really useful for consuming media because the battery on this is crazy at 11 hours of battery life at 50% brightness. Now, during class, the lights are generally off when we take notes, so the brightness of my iPad is at 0 anyways. So if you're worried about this thing running out of battery, trust me, it can handle taking notes, consuming things like YouTube or Netflix, and even some pretty intense games. I was able to put my settings all the way to the max on PUBG Mobile without any issues in terms of the device slowing down. It would, however, get pretty hot pretty fast, but that only happened on the highest settings, which I'm sure aren't necessary for a good gaming experience. It also has support for the latest iOS, so you can take advantage of all the multitasking features. And with iOS 13 and iPadOS coming in the fall, this will probably replace my laptop for school completely. The only real downfall with this device is the lack of smart keyboard connectivity. This is actually the only reason why this device has not completely replaced my laptop, and that is because there is no keyboard. Now, I know what you're thinking. The on-screen keyboard is big enough, which, yes, it is, and I could always just invest in a Bluetooth keyboard case. But there is a massive difference between typing on a physical keyboard and a touchscreen that is just incomparable, and there is no way I could type an over 1,000-word essay on that screen. And yes, there are many Bluetooth keyboards, so if you do not have a laptop and are going to rely on this device alone, then really consider getting a keyboard to go along with your iPad. One app that is honestly critical for exam time is Quizlet. There are loads of videos and research on this method of studying, but to summarize it all, don't rewrite your notes and test yourself on the subject. Now, obviously for something like math, practice is better, but if you're trying to remember something, it is proven that letting your brain try to get that information from your head is the best way of studying for most people. Obviously, everybody is different. This app is a cue card type app in which you can test yourself in various ways. You can have more traditional cue card style testing or even some games. I myself prefer to test myself using the multiple choice and matching choices in the test option, but you have a fair amount of choices with this free app. If necessary, they do have a Quizlet Plus, but you can decide for yourself if you would like to pay for that. This app was one of the main reasons that I was able to get my average over 90% during my school semester. All in all, using the iPad has changed the type of student I am. It has helped organize my school life and simplified it to make things more intuitive and simple. This was well worth the $329 or $431 Canadian, and what you get for it, you cannot complain. I'll be sure to follow up on this when iPadOS fully releases and see just how much more beneficial this device becomes. If I've missed anything, leave a comment and it'll get answered. Until then, I'm Matt, and thanks for watching.